what is Hedera? What is Hedera Hashgraph?
Sure. Well, Hedera, is a public ledger. It's based on the Hedera hash graph, which is a consensus algorithm in data structure, and it allows the computers to come to an agreement on the ordering of the times of the transactions and on their timestamps, and allows us to have these services. So we have the smart contracts, we have cryptocurrency, we have tokens at the native layer. So you can always do an ERC20, but you can also do it at the native layer. And then we have the consensus service. So you can actually build what would look like a private network, but use Hedera for the consensus for it. And so you get all the speed and privacy of a private network, but you have the trust of Hedera. So that's what we do.
Now that, everybody, was a little video of the co-founder and chief scientist at Hedera Hashgraph. And of course, we got some more content. But over the last couple of weeks, I've been telling you guys time and time again why I'm so extremely bullish on this crypto. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about HBAR. It's a crypto I've covered multiple different times on the channel, but it's possible that you missed it. The co-founder gave you a slight little overview, but it's honestly one of those cryptos that's already a lot deeper rooted into our system. You just kind of don't know it. You just don't realize it. I've often said, however, in the same realm as kind of VeChain, that HBAR has some of the craziest partnerships in crypto with all the connections that they've got. In terms of the token, what does it do? First and foremost, HBAR, the fuel that powers Hedera services such as smart contracts, file storage, and regular transactions. Second, it's used to help secure the network, since HBAR users can stake their tokens to assist with maintaining the integrity on the platform. If we want to go into a lot of the parts about what makes Hedera good, things pretty quickly get pretty difficult. A little while ago in one of our live streams, we actually went over this, the Hashgraph protocol, efficient asynchronous BFT for high throughput distributed ledgers. And honestly, it's extremely beautiful, albeit extremely difficult to follow. Is this something you should read though? Absolutely not, unless you're interested in it. To give you some context though, here's like 25 seconds worth of a clip of him trying to explain something.
For someone to have a base layer of HTS and have smart contracts that can access it and be ABFT. This is the security that we have. Nobody has that.
Okay.
And so, yeah, this is kind of cool. And the ABFT thing says, hey, we are secure. We have math proofs that we are secure, and we are still secure even if you could shut down one computer at a time with a DDoS attack.
Yeah.
There are other ledgers where you take turns being a leader. If you could just shut down the leader and follow the leader as it changes, you could shut down the whole network for as long as you want. That's what happens when you're not ABFT. But we're ABFT, which means we don't have a leader. We are completely decentralized in that every computer is equal, not even for a second is one computer more equal than the others. They're all exactly the same.
Yeah.
And so if you shut down a computer, we don't care. We just keep going ahead just as fast. It doesn't even slow us down.
And there's actually one more video that I think is actually pretty awesome. It says over here, Dr. Lehmann Baird, I'm not sure how I pronounced that, but right, is almost too casual when dropping stuff like this. And he kind of reminds me, let me know if you think this as well. He kind of reminds me of Elon Musk, the way he kind of does this. There's this kind of twitching that he's doing. Kind of reminds me of that. Let me know.
There's always room for more than one player, right? So when Ethereum came along, it didn't kill Bitcoin. Bitcoin's doing pretty well. So, maybe room for multiple people. I don't know. Typically, the history of any kind of market is that you have this enormous springing up of thousands and thousands of companies, and then you have a crash, and then you get down to 3 or 4, whatever, big companies that continue on there. And that's the way every revolution tends to happen. I'm sure we'll see the same pattern here.
Yeah, hopefully nobody got too scared with the music. In my headset, this music, I'm not sure why, but this was like the loudest music I've ever heard. But all right, you guys get the idea. There's a couple pieces we just got. So one of the pieces is basically him already trying to describe why Hedera is good. Actually, all of these are describing pieces of why Hedera is so good. But I just love the way he casually explains things and kind of stays so human with it all and just tries to describe, hey, in this little speech that he gives, he's just basically casually saying like, hey, so yeah, thousands of crypto projects are here right now, right? You guys have most likely noticed it. Ethereum didn't kill Bitcoin, all right, cool. Now, we got thousands of different crypto projects. There's going to be a crash, and only a couple are going to remain afterwards. And then, not saying it, but probably hinting it a little bit, HBAR is going to be one of the ones that stays. For fun's sake, for example, here's a video, right? We have Jordan Belfort, aka the Wolf of Wall Street. You guys probably know him. If you don't, what rock have you been living under? But that's all right. So there's a video where I'm not sure who the interviewer is. Yahoo Finance, another individual. I don't know who exactly it is. But he is asking a couple of questions to Jordan Belfort, asking him, what crypto would you buy if you had to put a top 3 in there, for example, over the longer term? He's saying, 1, Bitcoin. And then 2, Ethereum. 3, he says Bitcoin yet again. And then he starts kind of thinking and saying, it's, it's ungrounded territory. It's something that's not so easy to say.
Number 3 is a
I can't go. I can't go past them. I won't go past them because I just don't. Not. I would do it with privately with friends and stuff and speculate. But beyond Bitcoin and Ethereum, I honestly don't feel confident enough. I mean, Hedera, Hashgraph. I think I know the people that founded it. It's like a really solid tech.
And I mean, I gotta give the man some credits, It's not easy to actually make a top list when you know that so many people are gonna be watching you for every single move that you make. If you recommend or talk about a specific crypto, you make a top list, people are gonna act as if you are endorsing that product, that crypto. He knows this very well. Whatever crypto he puts on that number 3 spot, people will look at, make articles about, and say, hey, this is what the Wolf of Wall Street is holding in his portfolio and thinks is good, or at least something along those lines. And so he obviously has to be very careful with it, as you don't want to get yourself in a
turkey slurpee.
Yeah, I messed up the editing on that one a little bit. So that went better in my head. Now, I actually have a couple different pieces about, for example, explaining why Hedera is so good and whatnot. But I think, since I've already made so many videos explaining exactly why I think holding HBAR is a pretty good idea, let's just talk about something objective that just came out. Coinbase Assets said, asset added to the roadmap today, HBAR. Basically, the biggest news for HBAR over the last couple of days is that they're most likely going to get themselves a Coinbase listing. I kind of wanted to hint upon it in this video, but I thought maybe I should not. But it's by far the biggest news that came out in the last couple of days. It's got everybody excited about HBAR right now, but it's not that important, honestly. It was bound to happen at some point, right? Coinbase is hesitant, and they have to be. But you all know, we all know, as soon as a crypto becomes that popular and that successful, that much volume, Coinbase will list it regardless of the situation. So since we all understand the path that they're going to be taken, a listing like this is honestly big news, certainly, sure, but not that surprising, nor something that I really want to shout along the freaking balconies. Getting listed on another exchange is adding a lot of volume, sure, and it helps with the connections, but it doesn't add that much crazy utility to your project straight away. Unless that's one of the use cases which it has, which for HBAR certainly can be debated. Again, Hedera is not something very common. Hedera Hashgraph isn't built on top of a conventional blockchain. Instead, it introduces a completely novel type of DLT known as Hashgraph. Technology allows it to improve upon many blockchain-based alternatives in several key areas, including speed, cost, and scalability. Hedera transactions have an average transaction fee of literally almost nothing and typically reach finality in under 5 seconds. Overall, Hedera Hashgraph claims it can handle more than 10,000 TPS, potentially going up to like, I don't know, 1 trillion transactions freaking year or so. No, I think maybe 1 billion transactions a year, compared to around 5 to 20 per second from like proof of work-based blockchains. Obviously, it has a lot of other capabilities that platformers have, like being able to get NFTs on there. But yeah, from that perspective, from the perspective of, hey, okay, they got some unconventional tech, Hashgraph, getting more utility and becoming more popular on exchanges is certainly a very important part to spread the message of, I want to almost say spread the gospel, but of this newer tech. So I guess I can certainly say that that's a good thing. There is, by the way, a proof of stake, which is very juicy. I always like that. And again, you can also read here partially. Overall, Hedera's security setup ensures it achieves ABFT, which we talked about partially at the start, right? With him explaining it here in a little video as well. But as they just describe it, just for fun's sake. But meaning it can guarantee both the timing and order of a set of transactions, even if some data is delayed or lost, which is really crazy. Yeah, HBAR does a lot on the enterprise level as well. I just bit my tongue, damn. With a lot of the focus, as far as I know, as far as I understand, on businesses being able to create powerful DApps for whatever, basically. There was one other video that I wanted to showcase in this video. Sounds strange, but it is what I wanted to do. However, I've decided to go against it because I can explain the premise in a very easy term. The reason I keep investing crazier into crypto and I diversify it, for example, into a coin like HBAR, is because at the end of the day, you don't know which crypto is going to succeed. We saw the video of him just now. I don't know which one it was anymore. One of these ones. I think it was this one where he explains a lot of different crypto projects are going to fail. It's almost certain. You don't know upfront which of those is going to be. A lot of these things have crazy utility, crazy use cases, yet you are not certain. So I just diversify. What we are almost certain of, though, is that this crypto space is going to grow from, let's say, hypothetically, right, $1 trillion roughly right now to, let's say, 10, 20, 100, 150 trillion over longer periods of time. Nobody knows what that max is, but most likely it'll do it. And exactly for that reason, I just keep diversifying, keep buying more crypto, keep buying different sorts of crypto. And I think there's certainly a power as well in trying to buy unique sorts of crypto that are not so conventional. For example, HBAR in a lot of ways is not like a lot of other cryptos are. HBAR right now, if you're wondering in terms of price, is sitting at place number 39 at about 6.6 cents or so. It is up 2.7% over the last 24 hours. And honestly, guys, I just want to stick with a little bit of utility here, or actually a little bit of explanation, as we did not even go over all the partnerships that they have, purely because I don't want to make it too much about the price here. Just purely talking about a perspective of what exactly it is that they do, which I personally think is pretty cool. And you can see the back end of the thought process that went in behind it. Beautiful in the sense of, well-spoken, but beautifully spoken founders, or well-spoken founders in the way to describe their project. And honestly, to me, it looks really freaking good. Let me know down below, though. Are you bullish on HBAR? Yes or no? And also, yeah, check out all the links down below. Like, for example, my crazy giveaway that I'm doing right now. Giving away $10,000 to a couple of random followers. So make sure you go ahead and check that out as well. And I'll see you guys again in another crypto video, I guess. See you guys later.